Hello everybody and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Today we're going back a bit to our roots, doing some bit more aggro, and well, I suppose the Wizards deck is sort of aggro, but not really. This is a bit more aggro. It's mid-rangey aggro, and I'm looking at a life-linking demons deck. So we're going back to utilising the Tiefling Outcasts and big spender kind of aggression package. Kumano faces Kakkazan basically is a mandatory in red at the moment, just due to its exiling effect, being very, very nice against black decks, very, very nice against Goblin Trap Finder. I'm running main deck 2 Ray of Enfeeblement because if you look at the proportion of white going around, it's very high, and if it isn't white, it's often mono red, and this is very nice against mono red. What a good card this is, even against Outcast and Big Spender. So yeah, it's great there. It pairs very well with Molten Impact as sort of additional removal, as the removal here could roll over to help kill something off of Ray. 2 Mind Spikes to try and pitch off some of those Cavalry Rebels early on. I like the fact that this is never a dead card. I mean, we draw a card even if we don't hit anything. Which is good in aggression decks. We can't really afford to be have any useless cards in our hand, but if we manage to get off a Cavalry Rebels or some removal that they might use on our creatures, this is very nice. Our 2 drops, as I said, we've got the Big Spender, we've got 2 Karlach Raging Tiefling, again it goes with our Tiefling theme, and 2 Feed the Swarm. So Feed the Swarm for a bit more removal that can also target enchantments, which is nice in black and quite rare. Running 2 Traumatic Pranks as a way of clearing the path through for our creatures and putting a bit more damage into our opponents. Where we're deviating really from the mono red version of this deck, which is kind of my old version, is 3 Ob Nixilis, the Adversary. So Ob Nixilis is there really because A, we tend to have quite high power creatures. If we've got 1 or 2 Outcasts down and a Big Spender, we're going to have something with about 3 or 4 power around. So we've got quite a nice casualty X for quite a low costing creature. So we can tend to get a couple of Ob Nixilis, and then obviously the plus works well with Demons and Devils, where we're talking about life-linking Demons and Devils here. So we've got Devil here, Demon here, Devil here. And we're creating, obviously, Devils off of the -2 of Ob Nixilis itself. So there's quite a few of those creature types going around even without doing the -2. So often we're gaining life as a little extra bonus in this deck. The reason this is here really is to combat other mono-red decks. So Ob Nixilis is there to try to gain us life or, beat down the opponent quicker than they can beat us down. So for 3 mana, if we're doing 4 life to them or forcing them to discard or putting 1/1 red blockers in the way that can damage when they die, we are doing good value for mana, put it that way. Especially if we sack something like Karlach, which we can get back later on turn 6 anyway. So this kind of has the tenacious underdog effect going on, but focus more on red than black. We are then looking at the sort of powerhouse of the deck, which is the top end. So I'll start with Raphael, the Fiendish Saviour. So this is a 3, a black and a red, so 5 costing 4/4 flyer. It's a Devil Noble, and they are legendary, which is sad, but nevertheless. Raphael gives other demons, devils, imps and tieflings you control +1/+1, and they have lifelink. So this is kind of where we're hoping to outscale other aggressive decks, is by putting this down on turn 5 and then giving all of our stuff lifelink, because everything in this deck falls into that category. At the beginning of each end step, if a creature card was put into the graveyard from anywhere this turn, create a 1/1 devil creature token with the normal 1 damage effect. So even if we are forcing blocks and they're blocking and killing our creatures, we're still getting more creatures to replace those. Obviously they come in as 2/2 red devils with lifelink that do 1 damage to any target, which can even be buffed further with the Outcast. So yeah, Raphael we're trying out as our top end as a way of outscaling other aggro decks and sort of taking it slightly into the mid-range. On top of that, I'm running 2 Kardum Patron of Flames, which I've talked through a little bit before, but it's a 4/3 that can basically draw some cards if they let it attack too many times. Without going into the text of this too much, I have described it in the past. But basically, it's a demon, it's got haste, that's why it's in the deck really. It can draw extra cards for us, but not often does that come up. Sometimes you get like a 1 costing card. We're then running 2 of Consuming Oni. So this is a 2 and 2 black Ogre Demon. It's a 6/6 flying menace for 4, so it's obviously incredibly difficult for the opponent to block. And it has the drawback of, at the beginning of your end step, a random non-land card in your hand perpetually gains. When you cast a spell, you lose 3 life. So the reason we don't care about that is because obviously if we have Oni down and we manage to get Raphael down, it's going to be a 6/6 lifelinker. We don't care if it's giving some of our cards cost you 3. And flying menace and 6 is actually bloody hard to remove if you're not black or white, basically. So black often have destroy effects, white often have exile effects, if you're not running either of those colours. So if you are green, you tend to fight. Well, you don't want to fight 6/6 normally. If you are blue, you can bounce it, or, you know, whatever. It's hard to remove stuff with blue anyway. And if you are red, you tend to try and burn. Well, you can't really burn away 6 life, or not easily. It's going to be a 2-for-1 at least. So this is there for that reason. This plus this is very nice. Obviously the demon itself gets buffed by the outcast anyway, so it's often like an 8/6 flying menace by the time you put it in. So it can be there to be a good finisher slash, yeah, just something the opponent can't really deal with. And yeah, that's really the deck. I'm running 6 man lands in this deck. It often comes down to everything in the board blows up and we want to be able to continue hitting. That's why we're running quite so many of those. 1 Takenuma, 1 Sokenzan, and then everything else is standard. I'm not running any Forsaken Crossroads, only because of the tap nature. Isn't great when I've got so many 1-drops. If we're on the play, we want to be swinging rather than waiting a turn. But they could work in the deck, I'm not sure. But we don't need them. We're only running 2 colours, and we don't really run into many colour problems here with the pathways and the ridges. So that's the deck. Let's have a few games and see how we get on. Hopefully today we can get to Mythic. But let's alright. See if we can get a little bit more lucky this time. Okay. Got a Ray, so that could help. I don't know why I don't want full control, thank you. Ray and 2 Tiefling Outcasts could be game over as is, depending on if we're playing against white, obviously. But every deck seems to be white. There we go, white. Come on. I suppose I'm going to do the same thing, but even more effective. Okay, Esper. 2 of them? Okay. 4 Fragment Reality deck, I assume. Yeah, that makes it slightly trickier, but not impossible. So we've only got 1 instant here, but I can Ray and sack my clue. Had some tough luck this morning. This afternoon even. For those who would like to try to queue against me, I tend to record these in the afternoons, but it does vary. Okay, at least we can put our demon in. Another Ray would be helpful. I mean, we've got a lot of instants and sorceries in our hand and under here. I mean, there's not that many in the deck. 3, yeah, 3, there's 5 more in the deck in total. So we've got half of them. Okay. At least I can use that Ray, I suppose. And then Molten Impact the rest. The Ray was going to be discarded anyway, so it's not too much of a 2-for-1 there. Very much like to feed the swarm now. Give me something good to destroy. Otherwise we're just going to be powering up our land and swinging and hoping we don't get it exiled or destroyed or whatever else might happen to it. That is
May the best mage win. It is me. I'm the best mage.
I mean, I've got 3 damage in the bank, so probably. Okay.
I've made some improvements over your version.
So they've got a Ward 2 big spender now. I think I would have been plussing if it was me, but thankfully it is not me. Might as well just use this, shall we? Get into one. Hold open Ray. I guess it could be another Angel of Herald of Vengeance, even. Angel of Herald of that thing. Conjure a duplicate of that. Okay. Let's get another fragment reality for them. Which can target my man land, so we'll have to be careful once we kill that for a turn. In fact, we can kill it now, can't we? With this. Don't give them any cards that way. So I can't do this and land. I could do this and feed the swarm there, big spender. Maybe that's what we'll do. Get him for slightly less damage, but we take away any board presence for them. Since I don't think we're going to run into many enchantments. Creepy old sleeve, isn't it? A Ledger Shredder. Interesting one. Another Ledger Shredder. Throw away their courier back that they got from their bind to secrecy. Okay, that means I can feed the swarm and power up a land, so we'll get in for some damage at least. Unless of course it gets countered, or... yeah, I mean, well, I'm going to attack with that anyway. Yeah, we might as well exile some of those djinns from their graveyard, eh? Take away any option they have for blocking. So they've got one, no, they've got 0. Okay. So if we remove a 3-drop, no, 2 3-drops, 2, they've got 5. Remove their 5-drop from there, then it'll disable the bind to secrecy. Whilst I've been fucking about, what have they done? Played a Raphael. Okay. Connived away a land. No, no, not connived away. At least they're tapped out.
You'll never see me coming.
So we can get back in.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
Why would you play the land out? Connive. It's very odd. I can't do this and attack it with a land. But the Ob Nixilis is in theory 4 damage because they've got no cards in hand. Or it's a little bit of damage and we get a devil. I think we'll just do them 4 damage. This goblin not doing me much.
I'm the new boss around here.
Leave one of them on
Defy me,
4
and
loyalty.
you lose
Which,
everything.
oh, they've got the Hall of Storm Giants, that's 9. So if they were to get 2 non-lands off that, they would win, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose they'll go face. It depends if they've got a non-land in hand, I guess, but odds are you'll get 2 non-lands. Sadly, I'm 1 off of defending. Just gotta hope. Hope for luck. Well, we know one of them. That's a good point. No. GG. Close again, but no cigar again. Alright. JWoww 5911. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, I guess it's possible. Quite a bit of removal, but we're lacking our own creatures. Very similar starts that we'll be having. Wonder if these are the right card. It feels right, but it might not be. I'll just remove this. Not interested in being hit for 3 a turn. Would like them to play a Tiefling Outcast so I can enfeeble it. Maybe they will this turn. Now we've got 1 damage in the bank, so I think at the moment we might be better off just using Ob Nixilis. See if our etching survives. It does not. Okay. In that case, I may Mind Spike. Okay, we've got something, and then we just impact this. So we still roll over the damage. Unfortunately, I can't now use it in their turn with the Ray, but we can kill that for 1. This would like a creature. Oh. I suppose that will do too. Keep the game equal for a short while. More of those gone. I think we'll have to display this out, sadly.
I don't need
for a devil. See if there's anything we
just
can
go
remove.
chaos.
There is indeed. That would have killed our Planeswalker. See if they get the land power up, but then no. Good. We can gain a bit of life.
Your
And I think we'll
punishment
hang back.
is my entertainment.
So the den can be powered up. But we can block it. Face. In that case, I won't block the Outcast, as it's better life to actually keep this alive and plus this.
Oh, you suffer for that. Defy me, and
I can
you
better, I can block this next turn when they put the other one in. Then it's even better value. Kill 2 of them for 1 little devil. And they have to waste their whole turn attacking Ob Nixilis if they don't want this to happen again. We got some burn. It'd be nice if we could draw our Raphael at this point. Why would you do that to yourself? Oops. Again, we're better off not blocking if we don't have to. Because when we plus, we gain life.
My coin or carnage.
And now we can block their 1/1. It's a shame.
Next time,
I was enjoying that train.
cut you down.
That would leave me in a very nice position if they make that attack, because we can kill both Outcasts and that creature. And then we'll have 3 creatures. And suddenly, back from the brink of despair. I don't think they can do 6 damage with 1 card. Nice. And we are back on the climb. Next one. Prestige White Weenie, one of my all-time nemesis. And not so much White Weenie play these days though, eh? It's going to be more mono black as this person's favourite game these days. Which these do quite nicely against. These do nicely against everything in fairness, but okay. Big spender it is. Is there removal? Infernal Grasp. Yep. Oh well, 2 damage instead of 3. They struggled for that. That's interesting. Probably means there is destroy on the horizon for this. But given that they haven't, I'm tempted to Ob Nixilis, but I think we can wait a turn anyway, right? Can't see this Ray being a lot of use against mono black, but you never know. Could be nice as a combat trick at some point. Maybe if they play like a Graveyard Trespasser or something, or that's about it. That 1 toughness is going to make a difference. Okay, can't even kill my own creature to deny the life gains. I won't bother trying. That's quite nice. I guess we can attack with this one. We can play this one. It'll end up with a 1/1 on it. And then we can sack the other one. So we still keep this one as a 2/2. But we get 2 planeswalkers.
After 1,000.
And we can plus, I think. We don't need the life. Don't need the blocker.
Your punishment is my
Start to put
entertainment.
that 4 life a turn pressure on.
Pleasure doing.
I'm sure they're running Invoke Despair, so they will have some option to sort of semi-board wipe us once they get to 5. But they were struggling to get to 3, so could be okay. Kakkazan Witch, okay. Our Kakkazan will flip next turn, so if it blocks, they won't get anything for it. Unless, of course, they... Oops, I should have played the Kardum first. It's worth 2 life to us now.
and you lose everything.
Discarding Professor Onyx, very sensible. Wouldn't be able to play that anytime soon. Plus before we attack, in case they have some kind of trick that kills Kardum.
Pleasure doing business.
Down to 9, with 9 coming in. So obviously they have a blocker. Will get exiled, so it's just a chump. Pure chump. Yeah, but dispute means it's not exiled, so that's nice for them. Still, we have the den ready to be powered up. And even if they use Invoke Despair here, we're not... Ooh, we've still got lethal on board, and they'll be tapped out, so... Not even worried about that. Lolth, we can kill one of the spiders with Ray. Tons of outs. That's a pretty nice out. So obviously they don't gain the life, so they're still going to take 4, but they have options up to. We could den, but so let's see if they'll take any damage. They should discard 2.
Go ahead. Please.
Otherwise they're dead to den.
Defy me, and you lose everything.
If we put them on 1, our Ob Nixilis become better. Obviously I had to throw away a card for that, but I think that's okay. So they could Invoke Despair if they have a black land now. Get rid of 1 Ob Nixilis. But still not a great position to be in with Den there to be powered up. Look at the pressure we're managing to apply to this mono black deck. They're not getting to do anything that they want to do. No. GG. That was a nice one. The pressure was just too high. Let's go again. Okay, next game. I was doubting the inclusion of Ob Nixilis, but that last game really came through. Serious amount of our damage was done by that card. This is good if they're running white. Not good otherwise. I mean, that is just, this is such a hand changer. White it is. As I said, we've got double reds, so we can go Outcasts in first, rather than Kakkazan. So nice to get have more chance of being able to get the double team off. They could play like Clement or something here. Red, white, I would guess, something like that. That's a shame. A shame, but it is what it is. I wish I was like someone who was very meta defining. I would just keep running white decks on my channel and then just play Ray of Enfeeblement the week after in every deck. Sadly, I didn't quite have that effect. Oh my gosh. 6-3. That's nasty. That's very, very nasty. That is very, very nice. Thank you, deck, for delivering me a solution to that problem. Now just play a white creature with 4 toughness for 4 mana, please. That is not a white creature. Gosh, we're taking a beating to these Storm Seekers. Sadly, I cannot kill that with the Ray, as 1 too toughness. But at least we're going to hit them back for 6. It's almost like they've got a shock, or maybe a fragment reality, waiting to go. Hello? Opponent? No. Maybe they're trying to read this card, to be fair. It's got a whole load of text on it that doesn't mean a lot. Like, this text really is like edge case as well. Like, how often are you getting 3 attacks or something with this? It should just say, when it dies, get a 1/1. Get a get a 1 costing card. Good, that's the one we want. Well, we've got Raphael next time, which can make this have lifelink, so we could go up to a 5/4 lifelinker. Obviously, depending on what our opponent does. Flame counters on it. There's clearly some proliferation, interesting deck here. Not. Okay, they're not putting in like a what's the word? Raiju or something like that. That would be upsetting. Okay, 2 options, but I think this is the right one because it gives us a 4/4 blocker if nothing else. They could have a Wandering Emperor. That would be one of the worst case scenarios. Don't really know what's in the Stormseeker deck though. So playing this, you'd imagine it must be some aggro, but then they just passed the turn with 5 mana open. Guess this doesn't count as a creature card. Interesting the way this is phrasing. Am I going to be able to attack, I wonder? There's a lot of thought going into this, whatever's happening. Give it a go. I wouldn't mind if they destroyed this. I get my Tieflings, I get the 1/1 Red Devil, which is a 2/2 Red Devil. And they've got 1 fewer card in hand. That's alright. Kakkazan, they only 1 card in hand now. I can't really take all this damage because I'll be on 2, so you're gonna play with fire, which they are running, would leave me dead. So we must block with this and take 3, but we gain 2 back. After all, next turn I can Molten Impact this, so we'll have far fewer issues. I haven't really seen what they're doing with their white yet. This Ray has been sat in my hand for a while. Oh, nice. But not for this turn. We have to play this, otherwise we discard it. And we have to play this because this is doing too much damage to us. And Raphael gonna go for a swing of 5. I'm hoping that the red, like, there's no way they can do 7, right? Not with attackers anyway, so we might as well attack. They can't do 7 with attackers when we've got an array. 1 damage in the bank. This combination is actually pretty sweet because the -1 toughness combined with some ink and Molten Impact can be just enough to tip it over, right? Just as this one dies, we draw another one. Be a 6/4 with haste and lifelink. But only whilst Raphael's alive, obviously. Opponent playing on like full control for no reason or something. I don't know what's going on. It's daytime as well, which could help us. Okay, I don't see the opponent doing a lot here to worry us. Wandering Emperor on Raphael could be annoying, but otherwise we got quite a clear road to victory here. We've got 1 card. What can it possibly be? Just get the shock out the way with. There you go. Okay. Sadly, don't get to attack with that. And they've managed to avoid us getting our devil. GG. Ah. Almost raid my own card and try and keep the game going, but no. We're not that kind of bad manners player around here, especially since we'd end up losing. Okay, let's try again. Okay, next game. Not the ideal with no 1-drops. Not running enough of them, clearly. With only 12, but it will do. So we can put this down. Jubei. I'm quite liking the look of Karlach into Ob Nixilis. So, yeah. Into this bad boy. Look at him. I love the art on this card. It's just a shame it's a little bit useless. Feed the Swarm could be helpful against what could well be a life-linking Cabaretti Rebels deck. We might be doing Molten Impact next turn. Nope. Then we will be doing Ob Nixilis. Just for plus. We've got a demon to come down.
A new conquest.
No one likes taking 4 life a turn.
Pleasure doing business.
When you haven't done anything in 2 turns, seeing Ob Nixilis come down on turn 3 on the play on the other side is pretty backbreaking. Please play Cabaretti Rebels. Well, we can Molten Impact, big spender, and we're away. Because we're going to be gaining life for our devil.
Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
So likely an 8 life swing. Down to 8.
Pleasure
We've got to feed the Swarm as well.
With
So Inquisitor Captain would be the worst thing to happen, which, you know, I suspect they have, otherwise why did they keep this nothing in the first 2 turns type hand? It could just be another Righteous Valkyrie. And a Valkyrie maybe? Innkeeper and Valkyrie would be... yeah, no, that's okay. We can still run out Kardum in this case. So I think we should blast.
by coin or
Blast
card.
again.
Tribute is owed. Your punishment is my entertainment.
Swing with this. Oh, that would be nice. For this Trelasara. Sadly, we're going to get it a bit late. At least we get it to our hand now. Which I can cast with my treasure. Although we would like to put Karlach in next turn, which we could do with our treasure. We could also do if we draw a land, but I mean, I've got to the end of my turn to do the Ray, so I don't necessarily need to do it now, but it's just that if they play like a... okay, if they play something that would gain life of the Innkeeper, like now they would get 2 creatures. So I think we just plus...
Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
Again, Ob Nixilis putting in serious work here. Plus...
Defy me, and you'll lose everything.
I mean, we could just Ray this Innkeeper. I could power up Hive, but just in case there's some weird trick I don't know about, we'll just attack, finish it, and then we've always got more stuff we can do. Alright, just 2 off Mythic now. See if we can get there this video. Ready. Fight. Totsi. Platinum player. Not that that means much at this, only the 10th of the month. Yep, so we'll be running Kakkazan into Spender, and then we'll see where we are from there. What are we against? Is this the Cabaretti sleeves? I think so. Play this on black. So it looks Cabaretti so far. So the Ray of Enfeeblement could be handy, unless this is like a Bard class or something. Nope, it is Cabaretti. Okay, this is a nice draw. Got a really good turn this turn. Obviously I can't keep my Ray open, but I was swinging for 9 on turn 3. This is a I don't want to block, but I don't want to not block situation for them. Now, let's see what comes down. They're not going to waste a turn playing Rebels at this point, because they know they're dead. Captain is the best thing they could have. Hopefully, whatever they pull out, Captain, like a Righteous Valkyrie, we can kill with the Ray, and then we're golden. It's almost like I've played this deck against this deck 1,000 times. And play this. Attack with everything, then just play the other Outcast. They've got a couple of good blocks with the Captain, but that's fine. So I maybe block like the 2 biggest things, yeah, the 2 big spenders. Got some treasures. Okay, good luck not dying, opponent. We've got Kardum as well next turn, even if we don't draw a land. Obviously they can gain life with the Innkeeper, but with only 3 land, let's call it 4. Another Inquisitor Captain could be the best thing. It's only 2 life. Should still leave them at dead on board, because we'll have 5 things to block. They'll have 3 blockers and our minimum damage is 2. I guess, what else could they have? 2 creatures. They could play the Luminarch Aspirant and a Skyclave Apparition, although they don't have enough white for that. I don't know. I think we're good. Can't see a line for them here. It's so nice when you can actually just beat down the life gain and remove their stuff as they play it. Stay on top of it. As soon as that curve gets away from you slightly, if they're allowed one of these for a turn, you're just fucked. Two life. If that was your best line, I don't know why we waited this long. GG. Alright. Let's get one more. If we can get one more in a row, I think we've done pretty good here. Okay, come on, Jersey Devil. Give it to me. Give me that sweet taste of Mythic. So this is like, yeah, lots of red, but lots of good red. Are we against? Oh, we're against red. This is where the Raphael, if we can get there, can make the difference. Oh, they're doing what we're doing. We're just going to be a turn behind. Except they're definitely mono red, and we're black, but they don't know that yet. It looks like they're missing a land drop as well, which... ooh. I could do 2 Tieflings and a Mind Spike here. Set myself up with blockers. In fact, yeah, that's Mind Spike. That's nice to get rid of. So we know they can't clear all of our blockers out the way. It's whether I would let, yeah. So I could let one big spender through, couldn't I? In theory. look at this standoff of the Tiefling Outcasts. The fact that they're thinking about it means they have not top-decked Burn. If they had top-decked Burn, they would just attack with everything. Hope I don't block. The opponent is trying to work this out. It's like, oh my god, right, okay. So they will be blocking a bunch of this, but will they block everyone? Probably not. And then we can Ob Nixilis. Yeah, fuck it. I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing it. That's lots of blocks for the opponent. And treasure for us. One more treasure, which would give us a Raphael, but it'll be too late. One treasure though means if they don't block everything, Ob Nixilis and Molten Impact, which will probably be game. I would like it if they did not block the big spender actually. So we've got a devil alive for Ob Nixilis. Yeah, I thought they might do that. Oh, no, they're blocking everything. Oh, we've got one outcast to sack to Ob Nixilis anyway. Okay. Board blown up. This becomes dead. We'll probably get a devil and plus.
You work for me now, Run.
Swing.
Your punishment is my entertainment.
And obviously Raphael plus it depends what they do, but Raphael plus 2 pluses is pretty nice. I doubt they can finish us even with 3 mountains. Let's see. Ah, dog's made an appearance on her bed, look. Discard the Raiju. Okay, yeah, not going to get to play that either way. GG. They were hoping for a land, I guess. So, that's a nice end to the video. We make it to Mythic. Sweet. Let's see where we ended up in the Mythic tree. 664. That's not bad. Entered straight into the numbers this month since we got there early. Obviously needs a fair bit of work to get into the top 250, but easily doable. So that's pretty nice. Okay, here's a quick look at the deck at the end. So the wrap up. So we made it to Mythic with 14 to 5, so 74% win rate with this deck. Look at this though. This is beautiful. 5-0 against mono red, and it shows. Potentially a little bit of luck in there because sometimes we've just beat them down with our own version of mono red, but even on the draw we can beat mono red, and sometimes just getting that life gain off of either Ob Nixilis or off of Raphael, that's enough to make it win. Obviously we're struggling a little bit against other life gain decks. If they go over the top of us, we can struggle against life gain. That is no surprise. A notable thing here is we haven't really played against tons of Jund. I think this one was a Jund, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe it was Bard class. But either way, there's not tons of Jund around at the moment. You know, relative to what it was 2 weeks ago. The life gain Cabaret Rebels decks that are around. You know, this is enchantments or just life gain. Esper is, I think we do okay in it, but we've not played enough to really know. But yeah, mono red's very prevalent, and we're burying mono red, so that's nice. And yeah, I've had a really good time playing it. The latest version is 14-3, since I took out a couple of things that didn't work, and we're now 82% win rate, 90% on the draw apparently. Yeah, I had underdogs in there, which obviously don't synergize very well. I was trialing Prosper Tomebound, which is another Tiefling from the new set, but the Mind Spikes and the Feed Swarms are much better. Getting that extra interaction for a couple of creatures has completely shifted the way the deck performs. So yeah, really happy with it. It's really good fun. And it's nice to sort of play something competitive that's almost tribal in a way. I mean, obviously it's the Demon, Devil, Imp and Tiefling tribe, but still, what fun. Like, honestly, what fun. So please give it a go. Let me know what you think. If you did like it, leave me a like. Please do subscribe to the channel. For those who watched to the end, thank you very, very much, and I will see you next time.